What's up, fellow Runway fans? It's your boy DJ Wun Wun here, back at you with another recap and review of Project Runway All Stars. And before we get into it, I just gotta give a quick shout out to the man in purple. We lost one of the greatest performers our generation has ever seen. This one's to you, Prince. You will be missed. Now back to the runway review. This one's state of the art. This week we open at the Agora Gallery and find that this week's challenge is to create a wearable piece of art. That's right, folks, this is the Avant-Garde Challenge. Kenny says he loves to think outside the box and is ready to shine this challenge. Ken considers himself more of a ready-to-wear designer, but likes that this will cause him to step outside of his comfort zone. This week the designers get their largest mood budget yet, $400, and they're going to get 2 days in the workroom. Our guest judge this week is a walking piece of art and a fashion icon of music himself, Boy George, and the designers go crazy. As a teenager, Emily was all about Boy George, and Keeney at one point wanted to be him. After Alyssa explains the challenge, she leaves, and some of the artists whose work is being displayed come in to explain their inspiration to help inspire a look for the designers. There seems to be a difference of opinion in the workroom about what avant-garde is. Keeney says it's more about construction, while Sam believes it's more of an idea that makes you feel a certain way. Back into the workroom on day 2, and Dawn has a laundry list of things to do. It's going to be a long day. Ken asks Keeney if he feels any extra pressure. Keeney's like, yep, I already do such big things for ready to wear, so I'm sure they're expecting a lot more. Oh, Keeney. Good morning, designers. We miss you, Tim. This week you got more time and more money than ever before, and you certainly need it for an avant-garde look, but it also means I'm expecting big things from every single one of you. Let's start with you, Emily. Emily, big shocker, gravitated towards the artist that was all about celebrating strong women. Xana tells her not to take the translation too literal and make sure it's avant-garde. What's Dom doing? She really connected with the mosaic. She liked how it was made from different things. That's her style as well, mixing and combining fabrics. Xana says you have good taste, you have the craftsmanship, just make sure you really bring it. Kenny likes how his artist painted the black silhouette and wants to bring that to life. Xana's looking at Kenny's design and wondering if it's avant-garde. Sam loves Kenny's look. He thinks it's beautiful, but no one on the planet would call it avant-garde. Kenny wants to add a black bodysuit to cover the whole face, and Xana's eyes bug out so big I literally thought they were going to pop. Over to Ken, and Xana just says don't make it too Blade Runner. On to Sam. Why the rainbow? He wants to capture the moment of gay marriage being legalized all across the land. Kenny thinks it's a cop-out. He's just using this whole gay marriage thing as a buffer because he can't do avant-garde. Oh, that's a pretty big accusation, Kenny. I don't know. But maybe. Xana says this isn't about a moment in your life, it's about being inspired by the artist. Sam can't believe that Xana wasn't happy with this look because this look was all about happiness. Okay. It's time for the model fitting. The only part of Keeney's look not ready to try on is the black bodysuit, but that's the crucial part of the look. Emily is really liking her look, but Xana didn't think it looked avant-garde. But if Emily's going out, she wants it to be for something she really loved, and if she did like these crazy shoulders out to here, she just would not love it. Sam again tore up his dress after his Xana critique, and, well, we'll see how that works out. Overall, Ken is pleased with everything, but his top needs to be, let me guess, made to perfection. So it's so long until tomorrow for our models. Emily says Sam's really young and has lots of ideas, but can't really execute them very well. But thinks there's something really cool about the way he looks at things. Ken wants to confront Sam so bad, but he doesn't want to be a bully. He finds it very disrespectful that everyone else in the room is constructing garments, but Sam is just draping some bullshit and hand tacking. Sounds like some shade, Ken. Morning of the runway, and there's so much to do. Except for Sam. He's done and ready for the models to show up. Of course, this enrages Ken even more. He just doesn't feel Sam's putting in the same amount of work and effort that the rest of them are. Well, if that's the case, he'll soon be gone. And if it's not the case, then you're just a hater that needs to sew faster. Dom's excited about her look, but I'm afraid the judges might think it's a little too simple. Ken thinks his look is amazing and brilliant. Dom thinks it's terrifying. I think it looks like the Grim Reaper. Time for hair and makeup. Back to the workroom with 30 minutes left. Sam says Emily's made a really wearable sweatshirt, but it's not avant-garde. 5 designers left, and the shade is real. Onto the runway, and va-va-va-voom. Hello, Vegas showgirl Alyssa. Looking hot, but the eye makeup is just crazy. Let's meet our judges. This week our guest judge is Boy George. First up, we have Ken's Grim Reaper couture look. Now I know this is avant-garde, but this is insane. Like Dom said, if you saw this in a dark alley, you'd run. But Ken thinks the overall look is fantastic and breathtaking, and is so happy, so c'est la vie. Next up is Emily, and she loves her look. She loves the bright pops of color and the way she did the cabling. As long as she loves it and she's properly representing herself, then that's all that really matters. Sam loves how the purple gives hints of the rainbow underneath. He tried to do something different with the shape and structure of his dress. He's hoping that the judges will at least give him credit for that. Maybe, but I see he also did something different with the makeup. What did you do to that poor girl's face? Ah, tricky editing. I knew Dom couldn't send down such a basic dress for the avant-garde challenge. You got me. I'm loving the styling with the hair and the makeup. Dom's loving how she was able to translate this idea of movement onto her overlay and thinks that it looks really cool with the edging. This is one look she's really extremely proud of, and I see why. You've done it again, Dom. Good job. Last and maybe not least, Keeney! This could be the Grim Reaper's prom date. I'm with Sam. Without the black bodysuit, it's really just a regular pageant dress. Keeney thinks his only competition this week is Ken because they're both dramatic and neither showed their models' faces. We'll see what the judges have to say about that. Designers, one of you will win this week and one will be out. Emily, tell us about your wearable work of art. Emily, of course, was inspired by the artist Lexi Beld, who's all about female strength and empowerment. The quills she created represent breaking free of the ties that bind. I'm not going to say this is her best work, but I get where she was going. Georgina wishes she would have pushed it a bit further, and Isaac thinks there is something avant-garde about the dress, but the cables just kind of look thrown on. Boy George likes the hair and makeup, but thinks the dress might have been better in all black.
If I'm gonna go out, I want it to be for something that I really love. And if I did like crazy shoulders that were out to here, I would not love it.
Yeah, I wanted the shoulders to be super, super wide, and then it would have been more impactful. But I think
Wasn't it fun to watch Emily's inner mind just absolutely melt while Alyssa was saying that? Keeney picked Bradley Theodore's artwork and wanted to bring that to life. Georgina says it was smart to have the black bodysuit because without it, it goes to a very different place. The problem Isaac has with it is it's so pretty, and when he thinks avant-garde, he doesn't think pretty. Boy George thinks the mask is a bizarre effect, but the two things don't quite work together. The hood made Alyssa so uncomfortable, and that's good. Great job, Keeney. Tell us about your avant-garde look. Her artist was Carlos Pinto, and he had a mosaic piece that was really cool because from across the room it looks like a painted whale, but when you got up close to it, they were actually cut up Metro cards. And that's kind of what I do as a designer. I take lots of ideas and mosaic them together. Georgina likes this look, and for Dom thinks it is avant-garde. Isaac says he likes the dress, but for an avant-garde look, it's a bit of a letdown. Boy George says it reminds him of a Jean-Paul Gaultier, and the way it's cut, it's really beautifully done, but avant-garde should annoy you. It challenges you. He wanted more. Alyssa says it's probably not forward-thinking, but it's a beautiful piece of art. Isaac finally admits, who knows what the hell we're talking about up here. Thank you, Isaac. Admitting it is always the first step back to recovery. Hi, Sam. His artist was Carl Hopgood, and he does digital taxidermy, which is freezing a moment in time and really honoring that moment. You mean like a picture? Sam does it again, giving a better story than a dress. Boy George says if he would have heard his story before seeing it, he would have seen it in a totally different way completely. But it wasn't very avant-garde, and he wanted it bigger. Isaac, wait for it, really liked this dress. Shocking, I know. It was his favorite dress. And cue Ken and Keeney puking up simultaneously. At this point, I'm convinced Sam could send down a paper bag, and Isaac would say it's absolutely amazing. It feels so unresolved to Georgina, and Alyssa says it looks like a kite caught in a tree. Ken chose the same artist as Emily, Lexi Bella. His inspiration was a woman in a very dark place. Her eyes gently gaze up because she knows there's hope getting out of her situation. Boy George calls it Pure Grace Jones and says to expect a call tomorrow. Isaac thinks it's great and it speaks to him on an emotional level. Alyssa wanted it a little bit longer. She doesn't want to see her toes, and I agree, toes are gross. But all in all, good job, Ken. Thank you, designers. We're going to deliberate. Please have a seat in the backstage lounge and we'll call you back soon. Wow, Alyssa, you do look hot in that dress, but that eye makeup, ho ho ho. Back to the lounge and it doesn't take long. Ken just cannot help himself. Sam, how do you feel about yourself as a designer? I feel good. Why do you ask? And you know the shade is coming. Ken admits that Sam has put out some good things, but it doesn't seem as though he wants it as much as the rest of them. Then he hits way below the belt, and he calls him a liar, a snake, and you rest on this pretty shit, and I'm not talking about your garments. Sam looks truly taken back. Ken, dick, why are you being such a hater? If he can beat you with just a cute smile, then it's not Sam's designs that are weak. Emily feels Sam's work has not been up to par for an all-star, but can tell he's a really good person. Unlike some other haters I could name, Ken, Keeney. It's so weird seeing the youngest one being far and away the most mature in this situation. Way to take the high road, Sam. Out to our judges. Let's talk about Ken. Isaac thought it was so great. He hasn't seen that kind of effect before. Alyssa liked how there was a freedom to this, especially from someone so uptight. Georgina just wished the ruffle was a little more integrated with the top of the dress. Isaac wished there was more drama in the bottom. Let's talk about Dom. The judges are split. It was a beautiful dress, and they get the correlation between the art and the dress, but Isaac doesn't think it was very avant-garde. Boy George says it wasn't outrageous or challenging. Alyssa thinks if this is her avant-garde, she really likes it. Boy George says she's just being kind. Georgina's with Alyssa. She likes it. I have to say, I'm with the ladies. I think Dom did a great job this week. Way to go, Dom. Keeney! It makes for a powerful presentation, but there's always a slight taste issue for Georgina. Alyssa thought this week was really strong for him, but Isaac calls it pretty and not in a good way. Boy George reminds us of the lumpy face mask. It was not perfect. Sam's dress had a story behind it. Boy George says it was a good idea, but it just wasn't executed to perfection. Georgina thinks it looked like a panic and a mistake, and she hated that colored chiffon he threw over the top. Shockingly, Isaac liked it. I mean, can we just throw out his vote when it comes to Sam? I mean, it's just getting gross. Rigorous thinking, light as a feather. It was my favorite dress of the day. I mean, it just has to stop. Let's talk about Emily. Isaac liked it, but wishes it was all black, and Boy George agrees. To Alyssa, it looks tortured. Boy George wanted it to be more fun, more avant-garde. I think we know what we're going to do. Let's bring them back out. Ken, Keeney, Dom, you received the highest scores this week, and one of you will win. The winning designer this week is Ken! And now to the least successful designs. Sam, we love the emotion, but without the backstory, you delivered a mediocre dress that fell flat. Emily, we love the originality, but you gave us a look that didn't push the envelope. Sam, Emily, only one of you can stay. The designer eliminated tonight is Emily! Sam sneaks through again, and he is not looking forward to heading back into that lounge, and for good reason. It takes Ken no time at all to start in. Ken says, I think that's bullshit, and Sam says, I don't really care what you think, Ken. Emily has no regrets and admits she had more fun on All Stars than a regular season. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good episode. I think we got our drama in there. I mean, Ken, dick. Sam, way to take the high road. I mean, you're the youngest guy in there, and it seems like you're the most mature about this whole situation. Keeney and Ken, you gotta quit being such douchebags. I mean, hey-ya. But, yeah, other than that, I think the judges got it pretty much spot on. I would have had Sam and Emily in the bottom, and I would have sent Emily home. That was my decision. I would have had Keeney in the middle. They're right, without that black bodysuit, it was definitely like an homage to an old Dynasty pageantry dress. And I would have had Ken and Dom in the top. I actually would have had Dom win this one. I liked hers a little bit better, and contrary to what Mizraki said, I do believe it was avant-garde. Maybe it was just her style of avant-garde, and I actually liked Dom's dress. I liked it a little bit better than Ken's, so I would have given her the win. But yeah, other than that, pretty good episode, and we're getting down to our final designers. We got 4 left, and probably getting down to 3 before we go to Fashion Week and get to see the actual full runway shows. So that's my review for this week's All Stars. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up it. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll keep the videos coming. So until next time, it's your boy DJ Wun Wun with another straight review on fashion. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next week, ta-ta.